So if there was an iPhone that I think Apple pretty much didn't like from the get-go, it was pretty much the iPhone 10. I think this iPhone really did kind of affect a lot of different devices down the road, and there were a lot of reasons Apple loved the iPhone 10, but I think for the most part, they really wanted to go ahead and just cut through the iPhone 10 as fast as possible because they made such an excellent phone the first time around with the iPhone 10 that it stood the test of time for so many generations that Apple basically had to pull the plug at some point and then stop supporting this thing with software because it just pretty much would not die and it just kept holding up very well compared to the latest generation. Now with the iPhone 10, this was the 2017 first $1,000 iPhone from Apple. This was a really big price jump coming from the previous generation, and that was something, once again, that was actually quite insane. You would never think that Apple would go ahead and actually jump up in price this much, and they've pretty much stayed at the same price since then. With the iPhone 15 Pro, it's rumored it's going to jump up a little bit, but that was honestly, it took them a long time to even do that. So for the iPhone 10 staying the same for about 6 years for the price tag is quite insane, and this was the first iPhone to actually bring it. Now, I think one of the major reasons why Apple didn't like the iPhone 10 was because of the hardware. It just looked so similar to basically every single iPhone after it. The iPhone 10, 10s, all the way up to the iPhone 14. All those iPhones pretty much looked identically the same on the front. Of course, there were, screen refresh improvements, there were bigger screens and better screens, but from first glance view, the displays were still really good on the iPhone 10 compared to the latest generation. And I think Apple kind of saw that coming. They still made a lot of money from all these iPhones, but that was one of the biggest complaints I would see over and over again, was that this iPhone looks almost like the iPhone 10 from 2017. I would also say the hardware of this phone, the feeling in the hand, it still felt like a $1,000 phone. Even now in 2023, it still feels like a $1,000 phone, which is crazy. You'd never think that. But that's exactly what happened here, which is just phenomenal in my opinion. On top of that, with something like the iPhone 10, I really do think that this type of device, if it was still on iOS 17, it would be 1000% a phone I would still recommend people to buy. I think the iPhone 10s is still a decent phone to buy, and the iPhone 10 and 10s are very, very similar from that standpoint. So I think another reason why Apple had to pull the plug so early, not early, but the reason why they didn't keep this thing supported for so long was because this device was it could just pretty much never die. It would just keep holding up very, very well. And that jailbreak situation with the, iPhone 10, that checkering jailbreak that was there for so many generations, Apple would patch it, then people would find an exploit and then patch it and then find an exploit again. It was crazy because Apple probably hated that more than anything. And this was basically the newest iPhone that had that type of capability. So overall, I think Apple never really liked the iPhone 10 pretty much since the first year it came out. So that pretty much covers it up. If you have any other thoughts or questions, let me know in the comment section below. Hit the like button, that would mean so much, but definitely hit that subscribe button. More importantly than everything else, I love every single one of you guys. Hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out till then.